All right. Well, the hits just keep coming, man. Jarrell Miller failed another PED test today. I believe he tested positive for human growth hormone, along with his other failed test of that substance, stimulatory substance, I believe, the fat burner, the endurance enhancer, GW1516. So, obviously, we know this fight with Anthony Joshua is now canceled, but what happens to Jarrell Miller now? What's next for Jarrell Miller? He's already failed a drug test back in 2013 for a banned stimulant. Now he failed two more drug tests. So how many chances does this guy get? Obviously, you know the guy's 315 pounds and he's got an extraordinary work rate for a guy his size, or just for a heavyweight in general. So now we know possibly or probably where that stems from now, given these types of drugs that he's been taking. He's been taking things for endurance. So definitely we know that there's something fishy going on here. So when people go back to his fights and wonder why he's throwing so many punches, being as heavy as he is, and he's not getting tired, well, now I guess we kind of know. But let's just talk about Jarrell Miller and the excuse he used, not knowing, and the dog ate my homework type excuse, like all athletes use. But it's just like anything else. I told you guys that as men we got to watch out because there's a minefield out there for us. Anywhere we step, we can step right on one of them and have them blow up in our face. It's not just with women, but it's with everything. I mean, in anything in life, there's two words that you got to use. It's called due diligence. You could go to a party and not know that there's drugs at that party. So you go to that party and you arrive there and everyone's doing coke. And the minute you walk through the door, the cops come in, they bust everybody because they see coke on the table. You're there, you're going to get bagged. So you should have known beforehand the types of people that we're going to be at that party, and you got to be careful with who you hang around with, or you're going to get bagged. Same thing. You borrow your friend's car, you get pulled over, and you find out there's a bag of weed in the back seat. Obviously, you didn't know it was there, but you're going to get in trouble for it because you were the one driving the car, and that substance was in the back seat. And there's no way of proving that that's not yours in the cop's eyes. Same thing with if people want to use this whole excuse, not knowing what they're taking and all that other bullshit, you got to know what you're taking. You got to ask questions. If you have a trainer, a nutritionist, you don't just take whatever they give you. You ask them, what's in this, and before they even make the concoction or whatever they give you, whatever type of shake, whatever they're giving you, watch them make it in front of you. If you're an athlete, don't just take anything without knowing what's in it. And if you are taking medicine or anything, let the commission know. So this whole I didn't know bullshit is not going to fly anymore. I mean, the drug testing is very, very strict. And you know me, guys who follow the channel, you guys know that I'm not the PED police. But at the end of the day, this is the problem. Even if you did make it legal, if you made PEDs legal, you made steroids legal in sports, the athletes who are at the top will be able to get the top grade substances. They'll be able to pay top dollar for it. They'll be having sports scientists give them the stuff. But what about the other guys that can't afford all of that? They're not going to be able to get the same type of substances that the top athletes get, like the Floyd Mayweathers, the Manny Pacquiao's, or whatever. So if you're a guy who you're finally getting a title shot, you haven't made a lot of money in your career or whatever, a lot of times you can't even afford a nutritionist or a strength training coach or whatever. You're just doing it old school. So if you were to make these drugs legal, not everyone would be able to afford taking them, and not everyone would want to take them. So, the thing is there's rules in the sport of boxing. These guys sign contracts. They sign up for VADA, okay? They know they're going to be drug tested by the commission, so they got to be smarter. So let's talk about the situation now. So all of these 17,000 people who paid great money to go to this event, now they're going to be let down. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of those people were Jarrell Miller fans too. They weren't all Anthony Joshua fans. I'm sure a great deal of them were Anthony Joshua fans. But look at this situation. You screwed all of the people over who decided that they were going to purchase money and come to this event. So now, is anyone ever, going to get behind Jarrell Miller again? Is anyone ever going to pay money to see Jarrell Miller again? Is his career over? Is he done now? Is he done now? Is anyone ever going to want to fight him now, put their name on the dotted line, and get prepared to go through a rigorous training camp with the fear of knowing that this guy can pop positive for a PED and the fight's off, and then they wasted their time training? And are the fans ever going to trust this guy again? Are the fans, is there any type of damage control that can be done in this situation for people to forgive Jarrell Miller? And how long should his suspension be? Or should he even be banned for life? That's another question. It's a very slippery slope we go down when we talk about these suspensions. But should he be banned for life? Should he be banned for life because of what he did? And you could say what you want about the sport, and everyone will say that, oh, well, these guys are in there and they can kill each other, and these drugs can enhance their power and this and that. It's not about the power per se. What it is about not getting tired in the ring when your opponent is, and being able to carry that high work rate and being able to fight as hard as you did in round 12 as you did when you started the fight. That's the most dangerous thing when you have somebody who's on an EPO, or someone who's blood doping, or someone who's taking a real endurance enhancer when the other guy is not. That guy doesn't have the energy, and he will not be able to keep up with the other guy, while the other guy is still being able to blanket his opponent with punches and not slowing down at all. So, we could sit there and say, make these drugs legal, but I already went over why it would be problematic to make these drugs legal, because still not all the fighters would have accessibility to these drugs. Only the top fighters would get the top grade stuff, and they would be working with scientists and stuff because they can afford, because let's face it, guys, these drugs are not cheap. If the stuff that Victor Conti was given to athletes back in the day at Balco, that stuff is not cheap. It wasn't like the guy who's ranked 15 by the WBA was on the stuff. They were busting the top athletes. Why did they were busting the top athletes? Because those were the guys who could afford the stuff and could pay these top guys to administer and suggest what they should be taking for what. So that's the problem. We're going to run. We'll definitely would run into that, because only the top guys would be taking it, and they're already at an advantage. So again, it's a tough situation. It's a slippery slope, and Jarrell Miller is I think he's done. In my opinion, I think he's done. If you're a promoter, or if you're even a potential opponent, are you going to want to take the time to deal, to put your name on the contract, or even do business and deal with this guy, knowing that he's a time bomb waiting to happen? That's the thing. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So it's going to be curious to see who Anthony Joshua ends up fighting next. And he seems to be taking it in stride. I'm hoping it's not Victor Ortiz. Jesus Christ, Victor Ortiz. I'm hoping it's Luis Ortiz. That would be my number one choice for Anthony Joshua to fight. Now, will that be enough time for Luis Ortiz to get ready for this fight? Will he be ready? Will he want to take it? Will he want to put his name on the dotted line and go through a 6.5, 7 week training camp? Would that be enough time to get ready for Anthony Joshua? Well, I said it on the last show that we did at Ringside Reporter Podcast. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is a guy who's been complaining about how no one wants to fight him, and he's called Anthony Joshua out on several occasions. So if Anthony Joshua has reached out to Eddie Hearn and told him, get me Luis Ortiz, and he decides to pass up on this, he may never get it. He may never get the call again. So he's got to be careful on what he does, and if he wants to decide to turn down, a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world. This is why guys fighters got to stay ready. They got to be in the gym. I mean, obviously you don't have to spar 24/7, but you should be doing conditioning work year round as a fighter, just in case you have to jump into the fray. Anything can happen in this sport. You never know when you're going to get the call. So I think most fighters would chop their right arm off to get an opportunity at the heavyweight championship of the world. So anyone that's offered this fight and they turn it down, well, it is what it is. They may have their reasons, but I don't necessarily think it's a great move because you're going to be getting big money. Depends on who you are too. I mean, if you're already a top ranked guy and you're going to be a mandatory sooner or later, then I can see that you would want a full camp. But if you're a guy like Luis Ortiz, even though you're highly ranked, everyone's avoiding you. You're too risky, and the reward's not worth fighting you. So if he is offered the fight, and he turns it down, then that's on him, man. He can't complain anymore about people avoiding him, people docking him, or whatever. And you can say what you want about Anthony Joshua, but I'll be honest with you. I think Anthony Joshua is for real. I think he really does want to fight the best. I think Deontay Wilder wants to fight the best. I just think that these guys got to hash it out. The devil's in the details. They got to put a contract together where both sides are going to be happy. There's got to have to be some type of compromise. Someone's going to have to give here. And this whole bullshit about this guy's ducking that guy, this guy's afraid of that guy, that's all bullshit, man. That's all fucking bullshit. I'm not buying it. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to be getting the call, but will they pick up the phone? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on a guy because he is going to have to, I mean, a traditional boxing camp is 8 weeks. So, I mean, you lose 2 weeks, but the first 2 weeks are just basically getting back in the swing of things. It's not crazy work at the first 2 weeks anyways. So you could just kind of, if you're a boxer, you can jump into phase 2 of your camp and kind of accelerate things a little bit. And it's not like you have to make weight either. I could see if you have to make weight, that's one thing, but heavyweights don't have to make weight, obviously, as we know. So basically, I mean, I think anyone, I don't think it would be a great move for anyone to turn down this opportunity if they get the call, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it looks like everyone kind of agrees with me that Jarrell Miller is pretty much all done at this point in time in his career, man. Salute to you, Nelson Santos. Those 100 punches around make sense now. Yeah, we know. Yeah, so let me know. You guys think that he should be banned for life? Do you want to see him anytime soon in the ring again? Would you be excited for hearing his name on the top bill of any card now after what happens? I don't think there's anything he can do to save face here, man. I think he's done. I think his career is over. And what a shame. All those people from New York who are behind him, all his fans, and all those 17,000 people who are so excited for this fight. This was kind of like a gut punch, to be honest with you, man. This was a gut punch. I was really looking forward to this fight. I was gonna go down to this fight. I was talking to Eric, and I was like, Eric, we should go down to this fight. This is a great fight, Madison Square Garden. Oh my God, man, the mecca of boxing, and you fuck this up, man. This is fucking crazy. Mr. Boxing Today says, I heard Andre Ward say this before: a fighter should get in shape one time when they start their career, then stay in shape. Yeah, that's true. And not only that, Mr. Boxing, I mean, you're not as old as me, but you're not 20 years old anymore. So that nothing works unless you do. So if you're not, it's like when you park a car and you leave it in the garage and you don't start that engine, it's not gonna, that one time when you do decide to start it, if you're not starting it regularly, it's not gonna start. The body's the same way. We gotta keep our heart pumping. We gotta keep going, man, as we get older. Because if we stop working because we're getting older, then our bodies are gonna stop working. Things in our body are gonna stop working. So not saying we got to go out there and train like Olympic athletes, but we should, I think everyone should be doing some type of exercise to keep themselves in shape. And if me, a 49-year-old guy pushing 50 in about 6 months, if I can go out and train, 5-6 days a week, obviously I'm not taking punches. I'm not saying my training is the same as theirs, but if I can do conditioning training 5-6 days a week, a fighter should be able to do conditioning training at least four days a week, or even 3 days a week when they're not in camp. You shouldn't just stop doing anything. You shouldn't just stop doing and just do nothing when you don't have a fight sign. It's not party time, because you never know. I mean, these guys are fighting twice a year. Okay, so what are they doing? The other 10 months out of the year, or the other 8 months out of the year when they're not training for a fight. To just sit on a couch and eat bonbons isn't a smart move. It's not a smart move, man. But man, I don't know, man. Jarrell Miller was talking all that rah-rah, and he had the audacity. To stop pointing fingers at Anthony Joshua. While Anthony Joshua, I mean, he's signed up for all of the drug testing protocol programs. And to my knowledge, as a pro, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's never tested positive for a PED as a pro, to my knowledge. And if anyone can point to a time when he did, please correct me if I'm wrong. So why are you going to throw stones at this guy when you've already had a checkered past? And, now after this is just so ironic. This looks horrible. You're right, Nelson Santos. This looks horrible for him, man. It looks horrible for him. Yeah, salute to Mr. Boxing today. He is the king of heavyweight knowledge, no doubt about that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Jake Clary, salute. Nelson Santos, salute. Reese Mack, salute. Mr. Boxing today, 2, salute. Metatruth, salute. 1, Loiza. I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong. Salute to you, man. Copando9, salute. Colbert's, salute. What's going on, everybody? Friday night, man. Anyone got plans tonight? Friday night? Big Easter weekend? H Money runs by. H Money's the shit, man. I like H Money. I love that dude. That guy's got a lot of passion when he calls in every week. I look forward to his calls, man. He's the truth, man. He's the truth. Huge weekend, man. What do you got? We got Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, Amir Khan, Terence Crawford. These two fights could end up being better than I think a lot of us or many people are anticipating. I think Adrian Granados is live. He's real live. I mean, he's like a 30-1 underdog. I mean, I'm tempted to put a little something on Adrian Granados. He took Sean Porter to hell, man. Sean Porter went life and death with him, man. That fight was close and competitive, man. And I think that Broner fight was razor close too. That could have gone either way. So to sort of think that Adrian Granados is going to get blown out of there, man, I don't see that happening. I think that's going to be a tough fight for Danny Garcia. I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight for the fans and for us guys watching at home, or if you're going to be there, whatever. It's going to be a very entertaining fight. And Amir Khan, he can make it interesting, man. He can make it interesting, for a couple rounds if he doesn't get caught. He definitely has fast hands, man, fast feet. And Terence Crawford, I don't think has ever dealt with anyone that had that speed like Amir Khan. I think it's going to be a tough fight for Terence Crawford in the early going at least. And he's a guy that starts slow. Obviously, he's the prohibitive favorite, and it's hard to go against Terence Crawford. I mean, he's an outstanding fighter. But let's see how much Amir Khan's got left, man. Controversy win for Danny. Yeah. Imagine if that's like a split decision or something. Danny Garcia's been in a lot of close fights, man. A lot of close fights. Khan is a dead man. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not putting any money on Amir Khan. I'll be tempted to put a little something on Adrian Granados, but Colbert says Garcia is a much superior boxer than Porter. He will dominate 118, 111. Well, we'll see. Porter took care of Danny Garcia. Let's not forget that. Kell Brook will be in the crowd. Imagine if Kell Brook got the winner. That'd be kind of cool, right? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think Jarrell Miller's done, guys. Yeah, I got the haircut today, man. The girl tells me, she goes, you know what? She goes, you should go with the 3.5 blade, man. I'm gonna start cutting it shorter now. I think it makes me look younger when I get it cut shorter. She put a little gel in it too. She convinced me to throw a little gel in it today, so I did that. Let's see. Here's what it is, guys. Gotta look fresh for Easter Sunday, right? Yeah. Miller should be done at least 2 years, says Alex T. I don't know, man. Even if he doesn't get a long suspension, even if he doesn't, thank you, Metatruth, I appreciate that. Even if he doesn't get a long suspension, he's definitely not going to get a big fight ever again. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Really don't see him getting a big fight again. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with him in the rankings now. Is he going to lose all? Is he going to get taken out of the top 15? Is he going to be unranked now? How are the sanctioning bodies going to react to this? Are they going to just take him completely out of the rankings? Miller, R&R 1000 says Miller was scared, dude. Well, he must have been concerned about something if he had to take HGH and GW 1516. I mean, he was fucking stacking shit. So you know he was fucking, he was concerned about something. If he's stacking shit, you know that. We got a big fight. The Gypsy King been popped before as well. Yeah, but the Gypsy King, I mean, what did he get popped for? Cocaine or some shit like that? I don't know. Was he taking actual PEDs or did? But I think he got cleared too. I think the Gypsy King got cleared. But I mean, even if like I'm saying, he may come back, but again, will he ever get a big fight again? Will he be ranked again? Well, how long will he be suspended, or if he's taken out of the rankings, how long will they keep him out of the rankings? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of moving parts here, man. We don't know what's gonna happen. He knew skills were not. Yeah, man. Obviously, he needed some. He needed some type of edge, some type of boost. Let's make no mistake about it. Anthony Joshua is a tough motherfucker. There's no sleeping on Anthony Joshua. Guy can punch. Yeah, the HGH is more for recovery. It's more for recovery. So he wanted to be able to recover so he can train harder and longer. Yeah. In the UK, Michael Hunter is the favorite to replace Miller. Yeah, I'm hearing that too, but are you guys excited about that? Is that something you guys would be looking forward to? Who would you guys rather him fight? Would you rather see him fight a Luis Ortiz? I mean, that's the front runner that should be the front runner in my opinion. But Eddie Hearn was saying that Luis Ortiz his camp, his manager wasn't too keen on accepting the fight now because he didn't think it was enough time for him to get ready. So, yeah, I prefer Ortiz too. Yeah, everyone wants Ortiz. That's the best. I'll be honest with you. Ortiz, I think, is a better opponent than Miller. That'd be a more intriguing fight, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. I think that would be a more intriguing fight, in my opinion. Dark question. Hey, what's up, Fight Doctor? What's going on, brother? I mean, we don't have Eric here, so the switchboard's not open. I'm going to see if I can find a way to start taking calls when I do these individual hangouts. I'm going to see if I can play around with Skype or something. Maybe have people Skype in or something. Yeah, it'd be nice to have calls during these regular hangouts too. But Eric's the tech guy. Eric does the behind the scenes. He's the guy that operates the switchboard and stuff and hooks up the blog talk. He's got the Mitchell. Hey, what's going on there, Fight Doctor? How you doing, my man? He basically needed a better doctor. Should have gotten better advice on how to cycle. You know what's so crazy? This is what I was talking about. There's so much legal stuff that you can take. There's so much legal stuff you can take to help with your stamina, to help with your recovery. I'm a big believer in citrulline malate, man. That stuff is incredible, and it really helps me with recovery. I love that stuff, man. It's a natural substance. I mean, it's in watermelon. It's in a lot of these pre-workouts and stuff. But I make my own pre-workout, man. Like I said, I take like I don't go nuts with the caffeine. Like these guys that make these pre-workouts, they put like 300, 400 milligrams of caffeine. I take 100 milligram doses of caffeine, man. Like I rarely go over 200 milligrams of caffeine in a day. You just don't need that much because you just over exert and over fatigue your adrenal glands. My go-to stack is I like the I like the citrulline with caffeine, and sometimes I take a little ginseng with it. Not all the time, but sometimes when I really need a boost, and I get I'm telling you, man, I get a jolt. I get a jolt. It's not like a jittery jolt either. You know, so many ways, so many ways. Like you could say what you want about Victor Conte and all the stuff he's been through, but some of the supplements he has is pretty good. They have pretty good ingredients in it too. Like his pre-workout's pretty cool. But like I said, I like to make my own pre-workouts. I like to make my own stuff. I like to make my own concoctions, you know? I just that's what I do, man. Yeah, citrulline I love citrulline. That's like one of my favorite supplements, man. I'm not a big fan of creatine though, man. It bloats me. It bloats me, gives me gas. And I don't like how it makes me look. It makes me look too smooth. It makes me look like bloated. Like I don't like that. I don't like creatine. I'd rather just eat red meat and get the creatine, man. I don't like supplementing with creatine. I like eating like red meat's incredible, man. It's got L-carnitine in it. It's got creatine in it. It's got B12. Yeah, I love. Yeah, it does, it just makes you hold on to a lot of water. And I know people say, "Oh, water's great. Water's great." Yeah, but this whole thing about the water goes right to the muscle. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go right into the muscle when I was taking it. Goes right exactly, Ross Clark, goes right to your stomach. You know what I've been doing too is I've been buying these Mega Fit meals. I don't know if you guys know who Jay Cutler is. He's obviously you probably do the Mr. Olympia, 4-time Mr. Olympia. I watched his videos and stuff. He's talking about Mega Fit meals, and I started buying these Mega Fit meals. These meals are incredible, man. They're like in between like 400 calories, like in between 400 calories and 550. They're good for a small meal, and they got like a good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, good amount of fats. It's perfect, man. You know, like I just had this. I just had it after my workout today. I just had steak, and I had these roasted red potato fries, man. Never tried liquid amino fuel. No, no. Yeah, I have BCAA. Sometimes I take them, sometimes I don't. Yeah, I like BCAAs. That BCAAs aren't bad. I like them. Yeah, I don't. Sully Khan, I agree with you. I don't think he deserves. I don't think he deserves a third chance either. Getting hungry now. Yeah, gonna be a big Easter feast on Sunday. I hope everyone's gonna have a nice Easter. And every now and then I drink my diet ginger ale. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of the artificial sweetness. I think everyone goes crazy over those. You know, I don't mind having a little diet ginger ale every now and then. Go crazy drinking water all the time. Water. Obviously, I drink water too, but every now and then I need some taste in my mouth. Yeah, yeah. I think Miller's done, guys. I think he's going to be done. I think he's at least going to get a year suspension. You know, Yeah, I mean, like 3 times he gets a lifetime ban. I agree. I agree. I totally agree, man. I think everyone would be very surprised on how many top boxers take illegal drugs. That's why Miller took it. Michael Cooper. So this is a great question because not that this would matter or not in the eyes of legality, but did Jarrell Miller take PEDs because he was concerned and he thought that Anthony Joshua was taking them? Well, I'm not. I don't think his. I don't think technically Fight Doctor his career is over, but he's going to be out of the mix for a while. I don't think he's going to get a big fight in a while. This is going to be hard for him to forgive. For people to forgive, I should say. It's going to be hard to forgive him for this. A lot. I don't know. You jumped on later, but I think I was talking about all the fans that bought tickets to this fight. Are they ever going to get behind him again? Is a promoter ever, is Eddie Hearn going to ever get behind him again? If you're a champion or you're a top ranked guy, are you going to put your name on the contract with this guy, knowing that maybe this guy can pop positive, and you wasted a whole training camp getting ready for this guy, and then the fight gets called off at in the 13th hour, the last minute, right? So I'm not saying that he's going to get banned for life or whatever. Whether or not some people think he should or he shouldn't, that's open to debate. But the thing is he's going to have a hard time having with fans trusting him, promoters trusting him, and other fighters trusting him. Fight doctor, my fight doctor is funny. What do I think of Joe Hanks as a possible replacement? I don't know, man. Like I said, if it's not Luis Ortiz, or if it's not Dillian White, then it's going to be a severe letdown for me as a fan. Obviously, I'll watch it wherever he fights because I watch everything, but it'll be a letdown. It'll be a huge letdown, man. You know, and you guys met a truth, and I think Ross Claude said it, and a couple of you guys in the chat talking about the payday he missed. Oh my God, is he ever going to even sniff this much money again? Like is he ever going to get close to this type of money again? This was a once in a lifetime deal for this guy, man. It really was. This was a lifetime deal for this guy. I mean, what type of money was he making before this? What was he making, like 100,000, 200,000 a fight before this? Imagine that. Imagine walking into your job one day and getting a friggin' 100% raise or some shit like that. That's what this essentially was, man. Yeah, White's going to be fighting in the summer anyways, but I don't know. Yeah, he probably wouldn't be able to get out of that fight because Eddie wouldn't let him. Eddie don't want him to fight White anyways, not in the U.S. I'm just speaking hypothetical. I mean, it would never happen because, with all due respect to White, he wouldn't be a good opponent for Joshua, in the U.S. Wouldn't make sense. Yeah, man. Yeah, Blues bosses Ortiz talks a good game. Let's see if he can win. You jumped on. I think you jumped on late, but that's what I said the same thing. I said, he's been saying how everyone's avoided him, and a lot of people probably have been avoiding him. And if Joshua puts the offer on the table for him and he doesn't take it, this is what any fighter that turns down this fight has to be saying to themselves, will I ever get this opportunity again? Now, Dillian White has the luxury of turning down this fight because he's ranked number 1 by both sanctioning bodies. It's inevitable that he's going to be a mandatory. So he has the luxury of turning down Joshua, whether or not you want to call that a luxury or a good thing. Again, that's open to debate. But someone like Luis Ortiz, man, no one's going to be smashing the door down to fight this guy, man. They're really not. So if you can get I don't think he'll get the same payday that Miller was getting. He probably deserves it, but I'm not saying he may not get it. Even if he gets like $3 million or 4 million, because I think Miller was going to get like close to 7. So even if he gets 3 or 4 million, I mean, think about it. He only got 500,000 to fight Wilder. So yeah, I mean, like I said, technically his career is not over, but I agree, Andreas. I think he's not going to get a big fight in a long. Probably he may not even get a big. He may never get a big fight again. I mean, that's pretty strong to say. He may be out of the mix for a long time. He's going to have to do something incredible. And again, like I said, the sanctioning bodies, they may just take him out of the rankings, and then he's going to have to. Like, how does he work himself back in if he can't get fights? That's the thing. Ortiz has until Tuesday to decide if he wants to fight AJ. At least that's the rumor. Again, I'm gonna repeat myself, and at the sake of if I sound redundant, I apologize. But if Ortiz turns down this fight with Joshua, I think it's a huge mistake. Oh yeah, I forgot about Manuel Char, the big favorite to be the replacement as well. I'll tell you one guy that would love that. Suleiman, the guy Suleiman that calls in, Suleiman Asghar, calls into the show on Sundays. He would love that. He loves him. He loves Manuel Char. He's been saying he deserves a title shot for the longest. Yeah, he'll get a lot more than he got with Wilder. There really is no excuse. I mean, a 6.5, 7 week training camp as opposed to an 8 week training camp. George Oyster, oh my God. I would feel bad for George Oyster if he gets in the ring with Anthony Joshua right now. That would be horrible. That would be scary, wouldn't it? He's nowhere near ready. Yeah, if Ortiz refuses, when would he ever get a chance again? That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. He may never get a chance again. He's been complaining the longest about guys not wanting to fight him. Yeah, Joe Joyce got Adam Booth now. Isn't that interesting, huh? And again, no disrespect, but I've never been a huge fan of Abel Sanchez. I just don't like the guy, man. He's just not likable to me, man. I'm not crazy about him. My favorite trainer of all time was Emmanuel Stewart, man. May he rest in peace. He was an awesome trainer, man. You could see, because like I'm the type of guy where I don't put much stock in trainers. Like when guys change trainers all the time, I don't think it's a good move for most boxers. But every time Emmanuel Stewart worked with someone, you could see that he made them better. Like he definitely made Vladimir Klitschko a better fighter. There's no question about it. No question about it. Ortiz is waiting on the Wilder rematch. Yeah, I mean, it's an easier fight to make, both PBC fighters, but Anthony Joshua, more money, more belts. It's a fucking no-brainer, guys. It's a fucking no-brainer. Georgie Benton was good, yeah. Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah, I'm not crazy about Roach too much either, man. I mean, I respect the guy, but I'm not a big fan. Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart for me, yeah. Alex T says, yeah. Good old Eddie Futch. What about Lou Duva? Lou Duva was funny in the corner, wasn't he? You're boxing beautiful, baby. Beautiful. That was fucking classic. You're boxing the beautiful, baby. Beautiful. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. And then Emmanuel Stewart, he'd be flipping out in the corner. Oh, he goes, you're not throwing fucking punches. You gotta throw fucking punches. You gotta throw fucking punches. I love that when he was yelling at Jermaine Taylor that time. He was training Jermaine Taylor. I told you this was I told you this guy was going to do that. I told you before you signed the fight. He was going to try to stick the joint out. And you're not throwing punches. You're making him look good out there. You got to throw fucking punches. Oh, that was so classic, man. That's on YouTube. I watch it on YouTube sometimes. And then when he Vladimir fought Eddie Chambers, he goes, we don't need another bullshit decision, Vladimir. You gotta go out there and you gotta knock this guy out. You Gotta go out there and put shots together. Throw fucking punches. Put fucking shots together. Oh, Norman Stone was hilarious. Oh my God, that was hilarious. I love Norman Stone. You know what's so crazy about Norman Stone? I actually sat next to him at a fight because Johnny Ruiz and Norman Stone, they're from Massachusetts, and they used to go to a lot of local fights. And I actually sat next to him during the fight. He's the quietest outside of boxing, like when he's not like in the corner and stuff. He's the quietest guy in the world, man. He's quiet. He's not the same guy. I just think once he's under the lights, man, and then he gets that adrenaline flowing, I think he knows the camera's on him. I think he just goes off. I think he goes crazy. I think he goes nuts. Yeah, Stoney was hilarious. He was fucking gone. All right, so what are the picks this weekend? Anyone picking Granados over Danny Garcia? He's a live dog. Eric actually picked Granados over Danny Garcia. He picked Granados. Khan, no way, right? No one's picking Khan. There's no way he's winning. Yeah. I don't know. I think like I said, I think Granados is very, very live, man. He's very, very live. I definitely think he's alive. He's a live dog in this fight, man. Without question. All right, guys. Are you and Dwyer picking Granados and Khan? I'm not picking Khan, but I would definitely. I'm going to check out Dwyer's page. I bet he picked Granados. I mean, Granados is like a 30 to 1. I know he hedges everything by KO. Why not? If you like a guy, just bet him straight. You don't have to fucking hedge every single fucking bet. He hedges every bet, Alex T. Every fucking bet this guy hedges. Why? Because then when you hedge, how many times has he lost and then his hedge lost too? You lose double the money. Why not just make your pick and you lose instead of losing double the money? This guy, when he loses, he takes fucking huge hits. Hope he has a lot of clients. This guy's he's a lawyer. I hope he has a lot of fucking clients, man. Because he lost a lot of fucking bets this year, man. He's got off to a horrible start this year. I don't think he's hit a bet yet. I don't think he's hit a bet yet. Dwyer's a millionaire? Oh, I don't know. If he is, good luck to him. I know he's a lawyer, so I know I would assume he's not broke. But sometimes going by his betting record, maybe he's to question how much he's got. He's lost a lot of funds this year. Well, I don't know, but again, I don't know how much he bets either. Tell you, if you're going to bet as much as he bets, if you're going to bet as frequently as he bets, I should say, it would be wise to make smaller bets. From gambling on fights, is he a millionaire from gambling? No, he's a lawyer, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much money the guy has. Colbert said he's a millionaire. I don't know. I have no proof that he is or he isn't, so I'm not even gonna speculate on that. But I would venture to say that he probably did pick Granados. Granados is definitely worth a small play here, guys. I'm telling you. Wow, Crawford by UD. A lot of people are picking Crawford by KO. I think he's gonna get knocked out, like probably in the 9th or 10th round. I don't see him surviving. I don't think he makes it. The opinion you should follow is your own. Consider this a second opinion from a complete stranger. Yeah, that's fucking. I love when he says that. The opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Alex T, you think it's going to be one-sided, huh? All right. You could be right. I mean, the odds makers, they know more than us on a lot of occasions. They had that Clarissa Shields fight down pat. They called that one down to a T. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, man. She fought a beautiful fight, man. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to be doing a post-fight show after Crawford tomorrow night, right after the fight. We're going live right after the fight tomorrow night. So I hope you guys can join in. You UK guys can join in as well and listen to us tomorrow night. And Sunday, we're not going to be having the show on Sunday, but we'll probably have a show on Monday. We'll let you guys know when the show is on Monday. When has Khan been outboxed? Yeah, well, he lost a decision to Peterson, but I think he won that fight. I think even with the points deducted, he still won the fight. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow night, guys. And if you don't tune in tomorrow night, I wish all you guys a happy Easter. Stay safe and have a great weekend. All right, Beaver's out. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.